Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Dustin, Berserker Bear. I have another edition for you of Bushwhacking Tartaria. Today, we are at this place. It's officially, this is, honestly, I just went out looking around for a spot to go to, and I drove by some construction at this part of Niagara Street, and I just parked in a nearby parking lot and got some boots on the ground for you. So this is where we're at today. Porter Square. Okay. I got boots on the ground. I'm on top of that bridge up there. I get up on this bridge, get up in here, and I got some pictures for you. And I didn't do any kind of prep for this video. Again, it's going to be hip fire bushwhacking Tartaria. I go looking for a place, I find one, and I'll show you how I do the research. We'll look up the keywords that I got from that plaque that's out there, the heritage sites, and we'll get right into it. So bushwhacking Tartaria hip fire with Berserker Bear. Here we go. Okay, what's up, everybody? How we doing? Berserker Bear here, and again, let's get a quick one for you. I'll try to find an article for this place right now. Now we are in Black Rock, Buffalo. Heritage site in Buffalo. Just to get you oriented as to exactly where we are. Now that's Buffalo north to south. Let's zoom in here. And I am in this section of the realm. Now, if I can't find a really long article, I'll just tell you a story. Because again, I got video of me getting up in here. Pretty much just climbed these stairs. Old world, like old train station stairs. And went walking around. If I can't, which I did do a cursory search of that Porter Square. Not a lot of articles. So if I can't find one, I'll just tell you a story about this area, because it's the old bike path that I used to go down as a kid. Used to jump off this bridge into that water, like literally right there. So if I can't find a good long article to, play as I do my video, Bushwhacking Tartaria, we'll tell you a story about this area. So let's get into my pictures. And, of course, we will correlate on an old map. I always like to show you the date. I think last video I had my picture in the way, my mug. But this is a 1902 kind of panoramic, isometric of Buffalo. Guys, you can get this on the Library of Congress website very easily. Just look up panoramics. Now, I addressed last Bushwhacking Tartaria that the 190 had turned into, or previously was, the Erie Canal at this specific juncture. So let's see if we can find this old building. Where are we? Right here. Right up there. This bad boy. Old red brick, I think, hip fire here might be this building. But let's see, because I got pictures. We'll backtrack the pictures. Start from the beginning. Got a lot for you. Pretty cool artifacts laying around. And there you go. Previews. Okay, so let's try and find an article first. Yeah, look at that. So you can see where I am. That is right there. I'm like right in this thick. It's always good to go in the off season as well, because the overgrowth hasn't grown up as much in the middle of the summer. So that's where I am. It's all sparse. And we got Niagara Street right here. So this is Niagara Street, and that's where I am. Niagara Street. Let's try to pinpoint on that old map right quick, and then we'll get you the pictures. I'll get you an article, a quick banger here for you. I don't want all these to be over 45 minutes. All right. That's Niagara Street, and this is the International Bridge. I should have identified that before. The International Railway Bridge. I believe it was built somewhere in late 1800s, 1889, maybe 1890. I will do a video on it as well. Again, I questioned the caissons and the dropping of the pylons to make these, even the foundation of the Peace Bridge, especially in the late 1880s in the Niagara River. Anyway, I digress. This is the International Bridge. Been over here many times. I fished this area. I fished Squaw Island. This is Squaw Island, now Unity Island, which is right here. Okay, see what we're looking at? And actually, let's do this, okay? Let's go like this. Okay, that's Unity Island. Again, now let's try to see if we can get a... All right. All right. So we're right here. Now this is Erie Canal that continues, and I again addressed that is now the Erie Canal right here. See it, guys? Again, it's really low here, and you can actually see the slip where it used to go. Get the muffler for you. Is that better? Yeah, again, so proof that they at least terraformed this whole area. Used to be a canal. They mounted it up, which is why I believe it's called the highway. I've addressed that already. So I was trying to find my bearings. There we are. So yeah, I guess it probably is that building. So you'd say, I couldn't get a name on this thing. I can't find the name of this building. Maybe I could do a little bit more research into it another time. But again, this is all hip fire here. Let's see what we're working with. Okay, so there we are. And yeah, maybe I'll do another time and I'll try to find the name of this, but I couldn't find it. It was just, it's a really cool old world relic, and I think it is right here. Now that I'm looking for it. So that's Parish Ave. Yep, that's it right there, of course. How could I not have seen it? And now this is mounded up also. I get down in there. And let's get you to that. Let's find the name of this place is Porter Square. Here you go. This is what I'm talking about. It's got a plaque on it. Not even. Now, while I'm doing this, I encourage you to come to my YouTube channel and watch a couple recent videos that I had posted in my community tab. Of course, just had a video drop on autodidactic with Campbell and Philip Druzinin. Check that out. Please and thank you. Check out Philip Druzinin. Check out autodidactic. Highly encourage you to watch this video. And I highly encourage you to watch this video. Now, these are all culminating into me making another Niagara Falls 2, which will be out down the line. I didn't really want to put a date on that one. I'm sorry that I balked a little bit, but I changed the posting date of it for this to coming soon. So that's coming up. I'm building a case effectively, and I might actually incorporate Philip Druzinin for this one because I need some help. So I encourage you to watch these two videos, though. and it will lay the groundwork for what I want to establish with the Niagara Falls video. And they're very cool, very interesting, especially this one. Well, they both are very, very telling and interesting, and this one shows cool sceneries of Buffalo and Black Rock back at the turn of the 19th century. So go there. It kind of shows you how it looked allegedly. I have questions. Of course I have questions. But around this time. So there you go. We found the building. Let's try to find... Okay, Black Rock, Buffalo architecture and history. Market Square. So I've done Market Square, or actually Market Square was when I did the St. Francis Xavier bushwhacking Tartaria. That's in that area. This is not that. So let's... Porter Square. 1830. Let's see if we can do that. Cambridge. Why it's always Massachusetts? Why can't I get a Porter Square? Buffalo, New York. Trying to get an article to find for you guys so I can read something while I go over these pictures for you. Because I got some real cool ones. And a video, of course. So, pardon me. And if I can't, I'll just tell you a story. Here you go. Porter Square Historical Marker. That is effectively what those plaques are. That is a historical marker. Heritage Trail. Okay. There you go. Okay, let's get into it. I'll read this, pull it down, and we'll play a video for you. Pardon my hip fire here. It's not in regular format, ready for you. Okay. Porter Square, 1830. This historical marker is listed in these topics: railroads and streetcars, of course. Settlements and settlers. Again, watch the video I cited. A significant historical year for this entry is 1830 location. It gives the coordinates. Marker is in Buffalo, New York. In Erie County. Marker, okay, other nearby. Wow, there's not a lot of information as to what this actually is. Yeah, while I was standing there, obviously a train came by. So for the Porter Square historical marker, links, a website that I just linked on, there's not a lot that I can read from. I'm sorry about that. Red brick, of course. So let's just keep going, actually. I climbed up here. This is an old... You know, again, I was just driving around and I actually seen construction on Niagara Street underneath that international bridge, and I'm like, might as well just get out and start bushwhacking this. So I really can't find any articles that's good enough to read even a good description about this place. So we'll read that plaque after I go over these. So let's just show you these pictures. And yeah, I used to jump off that bridge on Squaw Island into that canal, the old Erie Canal. Crazy. Of course, my parents didn't know where I was. But this is a very interesting part of Buffalo. As you can see, they have effectively terraformed the whole thing. This is where the old... Now, let's get a reference to... I wanted to show you this. This is obviously a map of the Niagara Frontier during the War of 1812. And I wanted you to, number one, I'm going to incorporate this in the Niagara Falls video for sure. But I have a star fort that I can go to on Google Earth that delineates right there, Fort Erie. You got the same symbol over here in Buffalo, that which I thought was a previous star fort. But it's not on any other maps of this time period. So they may have forgot to scrub this one out, because all the other maps I can find in regionscapes of at this time period, it just has these little hash marks and the X is not there. I may have found an uncensored one. Anyway, where we are, see how it says Squaw Island? Okay. Now this is Strawberry Island, which was much bigger back in the day. Obviously, it's smaller now. I'll illustrate that for you, actually, because there's a funny story about that. And so when they were building, actually, this 190, what they did when they were doing all that dredging that I showed pictures of in my waterfront booklet is they used backfill from Strawberry Island, which you can see the tip of it right here. See, so it almost went all the way up to pretty close to Squaw, right? And I heard stories about that. My same neighbor that I cited in the last video, who said that he walked from Riverside Park down to the water before the 190 was built, also told stories that when they converted the 190, or before the canal, and when they started building the 190, they used backfill from Strawberry Island, probably to mound up the 190, which compromised the integrity of the island, and is now the reason that at one time it was this big, and now they have to try to protect it because the river is so strong in the current. You can actually see how the current goes, and it's just washing Strawberry Island away because they pulled, or it was all terraformed to begin with, like Philip and Campbell and I were just talking about. But it just goes to show mega terraformage 100 years ago here in Buffalo. So much so that they literally took the canal and made it a highway. So, yeah, that's where we are. And I did used to jump off that bridge, this bridge, into the Erie Canal. Very cool. So it's nice that, these vestiges of the old world are dotted anywhere here in Buffalo, and I can just drive around and get something like this for you. Now, obviously there's a fence there, but there's always a way around. Might got another video for you, actually. Interesting flat lentils on top. Note that they're not the arched with the sun blaze, I like to call it. Just a very cool, kind of spooky, kind of creepy looking building. Kind of like that stuff. Note the different construction styles. Brian Forrester would say it's different cultures. It might just be an old foundation, and it would still be a different culture, though. And again, I can't find the name of that building. We can only see a little blip of it on the old map. There's no delineation for the name of it. Where are we? Sorry about that. Black Rock. Okay. Yeah, good luck finding the name of that. But again, if it's nothing else, it's not just the churches I could do here in Buffalo. I can actually get up on the railways also, which I like doing. And when I was up there, obviously you guys seen that a train came by, which was a treat. I thought it was going to stop and cut me off to go through customs because it's effectively coming from Canada. It's a customs train, or it's got to come through customs. But it may have done it already on Canada's side, actually. So it passed all the way through, and I was able to get over. Very cool. What's that? Wrought iron? John Levi would appreciate that. I think I do have another video coming up. So that was the gap that was stopping me from getting onto the actual tracks. And that's not going to stop at Berserk. But yeah, this is all like cordoned off too. Not cordoned off, but like from the street, it's up. I got pictures of it. It's up a couple feet. And they like put metal bars on it. Nobody ever walks up here, ever. And like I'm right underneath that bridge. You can see where I am. Very cool. Poured concrete for sure. deteriorating. That way's Canada. Matter of fact, the top of those trees in the background is Canada. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. I got it on video. If I see an opening, I take it. Again, so yeah, nobody really comes up here, and you see the construction down there? Maybe you can't see it yet. But yeah, they got the there you go. A little bit. And I was just like, again, driving by, and I'm like, oh, what's going on here? That's the St. Francis steeple. I did that on the St. Francis Xavier bushwhacking Tartaria, and it's cool as I'm doing this and I'm out in the in the field or whatever, and I see a steeple in the distance, and I'm like, oh, did I do that one yet? They could be like markers. It's like, oh, drop a pin. Oh, I did that one already. That's always cool. If you're going to do this in your own city or whatever, I highly have to stress, be very careful when you're on these things. Be extremely careful. Be extremely careful. If anybody approaches you or whatever, you are probably somewhere you shouldn't be. Be cool, be respectful, tell them what you're doing. I say that I've never had any issues yet. Matter of fact, I've been invited into churches. This is a different form of architecture that I'm getting up on here, and so it's different than a church, right? You might have a maintenance worker affront you. Be cool, be professional. I would say I'm a local architectural researcher here in Buffalo, and I'm just curious of these old buildings. Also, I help you with the research and show you what I do with the research, and I guess with that information I can give you a little bit of advice on what to do if you encounter anything like that when you're out here in your ventures, if you feel so inclined. But I'll tell you what, with that, I do appreciate everybody's comments and everybody's support. I appreciate everybody's contributions over at MeWe. It's all in the description. You have to apply. Please do. And let's network the realm together. Got a little bit of corbelling here. Like rib action, I guess. Like right here, I got more pictures of it, but see these things? Wasn't too much corbel build out on this one, but you got the old, steampunk industry look to it. Always gotta have the lock. I wonder what's down there. Sorry about that. So yeah, speaking of, I wonder what's down there. Another part of the research I want to do here in Buffalo is get into some of the tunnels that I've been talking about with some research partners here. I got my boy Malachi Crunch on MeWe, who's also, he puts out videos on D Hood channel on YouTube, and he's here in Buffalo also, and he's interested in this. And if I have anybody to go in the tunnels with, I'd like to have somebody to watch my 6 and vice versa. So we might be getting some tunnel action gravy for you coming up soon. Again, with my buddy D Hood, Malachi Crunch over on MeWe. And I've been talking with and throwing the idea back and forth about tunnels and vault action here in Buffalo underground with another researcher, very good researcher out of MeWe group, Mr. Brees. Always got to throw my man out there because he sent me an article where there's possible, it says tunnels and vaults in the underground of Buffalo. And I know that there are some tunnels underneath the Great Arrow complex, which is the most northwestern portion of the old Pan American Exposition, the old Midway. And yeah, that'll be the next. I got to get some tunnel action going for you guys. There go the ribs. Never seen that before. Thought it was cool. Yeah, so it said in the article, actually, tunnels and vaults. And I would really like to get into those for you. And I will, absolutely. And of course, you know, these, I know we're raised off the ground a little bit, but I'm just like, what's going on? What's underneath here? Concrete slab. And when I say that we're raised off the ground, I mean, so what we're doing is, so when we're raised off the ground, what I mean is it's, here we are, I'm sorry. Not off the, like, surrounding ground area, the fact that it goes under the bridge. Again, I believe it's because it used to accept the Erie Canal, okay? But when I'm sitting down here on the street, you know, you got to look up to this building. So there is some underground action going on here. That's kind of what I was getting at. And you got the artifacts also. Odin. 9. Yeah, what stuck out to me also is the flat lentil top to the windows. Usually these old red bricks here in Buffalo, and this isn't necessarily a red brick, it looks different, could be newer, like Philip said in our recent one over on Autodidactic. You know, this isn't necessarily red brick here, so this could be in line with the history here, but again, it's got the different foundational architectural styles. And I always have to cite Brian Forrester on that. So yeah, I got rail action for you. Again, I like to get up on here. I had one a few back that I was on the railroad tracks and a train went by also. So again, it's not just, look at that, look how cool that is. It's not just churches and waterfront and waterworks I could do here in Buffalo. I can pretty much walk these tracks, which I have before, and get this kind of stuff for you also. Not too much history on this one, though. You know, I'm not doing any kind of literature research. I couldn't even find an article. Interesting top here. Like I got the flashing. Or is that, it might be stone. Oh no, that looks like the round flashing. Got a little bit of build out here. Cool looking for sure. Could have been something different back in the day. Yeah, I guess so. But again, I can't reference off of anything for literature. Only that plaque, and I can't, a cursory search, as you guys all could do, wasn't really pulling nothing up. And I got those, you know, I can actually go to those plaques around Buffalo and use those as locations as well. Obtained terms out of there that I could search. So now I'm on that bridge actually. I'm like right here, looking this way. See that? Very cool. And you can see how it goes down actually, and then goes back up. Kind of what I wanted to get here. Actually got a cooler picture. Okay, there you go. I have pictures that I show when I get down there of what it looks like inside there, and it's consistent as to what I think they did. Well, they definitely did do, because they would just have backfilled it all. And that's what it looks like. It literally looks like all backfill underneath the street. I'll show it to you. And it's in line with what I put out there before, that they definitely made the Erie Canal into the Niagara section of the 190. Get a good look at that, guys. Again, keeping in mind the video that I just put out with, or excuse me, that Autodidactic just put out with myself and Philip Druzinin, and I just automatically think of a spoil tip in dredging. Okay, that's on Squaw Island. I could do research as to what exactly that is. Maybe it could be an old earthen mound. Could be what they say is a landfill. But it looks like, face value, a spoil tip, conical shape of mining leftover. And ladies and gentlemen, that way is Canada. That way. That way. That's looking towards Squaw Island. Again, I go fishing down there. I'm like right here, looking this way. Somewhere in this area, looking down there. Kind of like to get some cool pictures for you, even though it's all on my phone. Not too bad. Hear my baby girl up there? So there you go. This could be a landfill. And I know that we have landfills around this area, unfortunately. We actually have heavy water from the Manhattan Project buried near the Grand Island bridges. Actually, you can check that out yourself. But allegedly, we do have that heavy industrialized area. So I understand this could be a landfill. Keeping in mind, though, we just talked about spoil tips and talus and mining leftover with Philip and Campbell. So always keep it in mind. Also, the heavy dredging they did along the Niagara River 100 years ago that I detailed my last bushwhacking. Very, very heavily terraformed. Hydroterraformed too, I would say, because it's the waterfront. That's looking the other way. So they're doing all work along here. And this is all gravy over here too, guys. I can do this section. Look at all this. I eventually do want to get in here because look at this. So you got a big old interchange here pretty much coming off the 190 where it goes into Scajaquada. But the Scajaquada used to be all this right here. That's all this. All this old industry. You got an old bridge right here that I've seen the foundation for. I have aim and ambition to get all up in there and get your boots on the ground and kind of track where all these tracks are and maybe find some artifacts on there that will lead me other places. This is specifically different than a railroad right here. You see this pipe? Pipe. And then it follows into... It tracks into the underground Elmwood Station, right near the Pierce Arrow that I just told you about, possible tunnels. So my videos are not going to stop, guys. Please come here and subscribe. This is kind of the stuff that I'm going to bring to you as much as I possibly can. Bushwhacking Tartaria with Berserker Bear. That was a quick hitter here at the industrial portion of the old Erie Canal in Black Rock. I mean, they still got the vestiges and artifacts laying around. Obviously, this is the railroad, but I mean, it's clearly been laying here a while. Look at that. Heavy components. Got some old dirt buckets there, huh? Pun intended. Old dirt buckets. Very cool though. So yeah, I can hopefully you like this kind of stuff. A little bit different than my in-depth ones like Father Baker, like my first Niagara Falls one. Again, it's going to be coming out with 2.0 soon, possibly with Philip Druzinin. Check him out. Advanced Mudflood Research. Check out Autodidactic, Campbell. Of course, the regulars, Martin, UAP. Anybody else I'm forgetting, I apologize. In my earlier videos, I have all my inspirational channels listed underneath. Check them out. We're going to have more roundtables coming up, hopefully with John Levi, Paul Cook, Michelle Gibson, So stay tuned, because this research, as I said with Philip and Campbell, I see it doing nothing but progressing forward and networking the realm, and having those roundtables is a big part of that. So we appreciate everybody's support. I appreciate your support and your help. Look at that. Here go the construction photos. I wanted to look inside these holes and see if I see, of course, like a red brick or anything. But to think about it, where I am underneath that, it would be all backfill. Look at that. And it looks like backfill. I understand that's what they do under roads too, and highways, but if anything, I'm just showing how it's consistent with what we see, what I see when I go rub my nose on this stuff. And look at it in there. No kind of bricks or blocks, or even, it just looks like, this might be more recent, but I think there's an older one. Look at that. So let me illustrate an example here. Like Philip Druzinen's former guest that we spoke about on our roundtable was saying how rivers could possibly have all been an electrical charge. I understand that. It's very interesting. However, rivers can also take that appearance of electrical discharges just for the pure reason of fractal nature. Because I could assure you that a lightning bolt didn't create this, but it also looks like one, just like a river system. And a geologist will say the same thing. I'm not taking off the table what that gentleman said, because it is super interesting and it has to do with mining, and I do lend a little bit of credence to it. But you can see in nature the same pattern happening in river systems. Not saying that it's not lightning or discharge, but river systems in tree branches and root systems. Fractal universe. Fractal realm, rather. Here you go. So something like this is what I wanted to show you. Just backfill, of course, right? Nothing out of the ordinary. All backfill. I wanted to get the wall, or a wall portion, so you can kind of see what was there before. And it just looks like dirt and slurry. Maybe dredged from the Niagara River at Strawberry Island, actually. Porter Square. And that was it. Okay, so Bushwhacking Tartaria Quick Hitter Hip Fire Edition. That's my YouTube. Please go there and subscribe and share it. And I also like you to come over to our group on MeWe. You can do this stuff in your city, and you can post it to this website right here. You got to apply, be professional, be respectful, and you could do exactly what I just did and post it here. And we ask that you do that. Okay, so yeah, that was another edition of Bushwhacking Tartaria. I hope you liked it, and I will see you on the next one. All right, be safe and take care, everybody.